guys believe God never fun, right? But you might acknowledge and therefore not know all the sources, because he's quoting here from the book of Kings, from the book of Deuteronomy, and from the book of Leviticus. You got to know a ton to be able to answer the question. That's what we have here. Yes. Yes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Partners in Torah. Thank you all for coming out tonight to learn for this past hour. It was an amazing night. Unfortunately, we don't have our regular host tonight, but we still went strong anyway. It was a great night. And I'm going to introduce our speaker in just a second. But before that, I want to give a great thank you to Ms. Myra, who was the sponsor for tonight in honor. And her brother David. And Sheldon as well.
We got them all.
They're sponsoring tonight in honor of their father's yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing many years ago. And also the learning tonight should, in addition to the honor of their father's yahrzeit, should also be a merit for the speedy recovery of their sister, Rachalea Bas Saracham. Okay, and now we'd like to introduce someone who's not so much a regular, but we're very honored with his presence tonight, Mr. David Weisfeld. Please take the podium.
There you go.
Thanks for having me, Rabbi. All right, well, I didn't really know I was going to have to actually get up here and say anything in front of everybody, although there had been some hints about it. Tonight, Cheshvan 23 is the 49th yahrzeit of our father, Samuel Weisfeld, who passed away November 10th, 1971. So, no, I counted it. 2000.
Because I was 12.
Okay, 48, excuse me. I had it myself. Anyways, the Parsha this week is Parsha Chaya Sarah, and that has a lot of relevance to our family because it starts off telling us how Sarah lived 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. And then she's not mentioned in the rest of the Parsha. But we learn that the name of the Parsha tells us something about the whole Parsha. So even though she's not mentioned in the rest of the Parsha, we know that her life permeated that whole Parsha. And I was learning, Rabbi, what's your last name?
Yaakov.
I'll just say Rabbi Yaakov.
Yeah, there you go.
That one of the things that Sarah gave to us as a Jewish people was the genetics of perseverance. She had great faith that she would be part of perpetuating the mission that she and Abraham had started with God to disseminate, God's existence here in the world. And she had even done many acts like giving Hagar when she wasn't able to bear children, so Abraham could have children, and yet she still had faith. So someday she would be part of passing on the lineage. So now when she hears about it, in last week's Parsha, in Vayera, she left. And she thought, I'm 89 years old, I'm already dry, I'm not going to be able to do it. So there's an interesting thing, though, because when the visitors came, he told her, go sift some flour. But then you never hear that any bread or cakes are brought. You hear about the cream and the milk and the tongue with the mustard, but you don't hear about the bread. Why? Because they say that she became tameh. So the bread was no longer edible. Okay, so now a great miracle just happened. She menstruated. She hadn't. And here she was. And she's hearing that she's going to have a child. And she's thinking, I'm all old and everything. How can I do this? So anyways, we learned today, Michael finally got an answer, that as it turns out, even though she had menstruated, we know that she lived every year of her life with great faith. So how could a woman doubt that Hashem could do anything? What was the next pasuk? And my husband is old. So this was also like, okay, the miracle happened to me, but my husband doesn't emit anymore. So how could we have a child? Interesting, huh? Anyways, that's what we learned today. All right, let me talk about why it's interesting to us. So our dad passed away when we were pretty young, and our mother, may she rest in peace, had to raise us for another 25 years. So in a way, this parsha is a reverse, because our dad passed away on the namesake of our mother, and our mother, Sarah Chava, then was able to raise us and perpetuate the ideals that they espoused to us when they were both alive, and our mother continued to. So in last week's parsha, I'm going back again, that it says in the second day's reading that Abraham was old, well advanced in age, and God blessed Abraham with everything. And the word is bechol. And bechol has the same numerical value as ben. Because he had a son, he had everything. And he transmitted all this to Isaac. And then Isaac gives it to Jacob. Now Jacob comes back, and I'm going ahead a few parshas, from living away. He's got his 4 wives, his 12 children, and he comes back and he meets his brother Esau, who he had kind of stolen the birthright from, and he's in fear. And he sends all these gifts ahead to appease the anger of his brother, that he shouldn't kill him when he sees him. And then when they embrace, and Esau says to Jacob, what is all this? He says, oh, this gifts from my master. And what does Esau say? He says, I have enough. And Jacob says, Yesh li kol. He says, I have everything. And you see how this attitude of having everything came from Abraham and was transmitted, and then we see it then manifest in Jacob. So should it be with us and our families that we continue the tradition of Judaism, we continue to pass on our legacy, and we always feel like we have everything.